Micheal Carus from the Nova Institute. Micheal, you're an absolute regular on this circuit. You know everything there is about bioplastics. We're going to talk about carbon. So am I right in assuming that we are looking to make the problem the solution?
You think CO2 utilization. Yeah, I think we need different solutions. The main thing is to avoid to activate additional fossil carbon from the geosphere.
Sure.
When we stop taking additional fossil carbon, then climate change is stopped. And to replace fossil carbon, we need all what we call renewable carbon.
Yeah.
This is bio-based, biomass. It's CO2 direct utilization and also recycling. And to replace the whole fossil system, we need all three. And CO2 utilization is a wonderful big solution for the future. But in the time in between, we will of course need also bio, and recycling will also stay. If recycling is possible, it's a great thing, mechanical and chemical recycling. But we need also fresh carbon, and fresh carbon will come in the future, I think, mainly from CO2 directly and some from bio.
Has the problem been that we haven't had the technology to capture the CO2 and turn it into polymer?
Yeah, meanwhile the technology is really ready, so it's more a question of political will and also about the right framework. A very exciting discussion is on kerosene at the moment, make kerosene from bio or from CO2, both is possible. But the time is right now because you need a lot of renewable energy to from a chemical reduce CO2 to use the carbon in the CO2. Okay. And meanwhile we have in many countries a lot of renewable energy. In Germany we have, in a sunny day in Germany, we have more than 100% electricity by solar in Germany. In July, August. Yeah. In total we have 45% a year renewables. In the northern countries we have a lot of wood industry. I would love to see in Sweden and Norway and Finland more wind energy. Especially Norway has a huge potential. The biggest potential in the world in wind is in Norway. So Norway would have hydro and wind, right. And they could easily use this renewable energy also to reduce CO2, to use it for chemicals and plastics.
You said that the problem is more a lack of political will than the technical capability of doing it.
Yes.
So how can that change?
If you come with a new technology and new companies, producers, scientists and lobbyists, you are very weak. It takes a long time to get influence. Yeah. And of course, the fossil industry is not happy about it. The biofuel industry is not happy about it. So it takes a long run. And the CO2 utilization, they have now also a new association in Europe. CO2 Value Europe is the name, where are a lot of big companies in. And so they are in Brussels and make lobbying means in Brussels just to be in the right place, committees, workshops, to make your case. Because no other will talk about you, so you have to talk about yourself. And so this is, but the kerosene thing is a very interesting point. When we want to go away from fossil kerosene, which is necessary, it's the most increasing fuel. Then we have two options. We can use biokerosene or CO2-based kerosene with solar, wind and hydro. Okay. And the biokerosene will use huge amount of land. So we think it will not be accepted by NGOs in society. If you run one flight a year, no, fine. But if you really replace it, you would need huge areas. Yeah. And I think it will not be accepted for society. And so I would go directly to CO2 utilization for kerosene. But the lobby forces, of course, try to make business with biofuels. And so this is a real fight today. And we will see what will be the result. There's also one thing in society which is also very impacting and very crazy. If you convince in your airplane company, over 10 years, your CEO, they should use biokerosene with Jatropha, for example. If you go then after 10 years to him and say, oh, it was a mistake, it's better from CO2, you are really in trouble about your job. Sure. And those people will continue to talk about biokerosene because they fear what comes the next solution. This is also delaying such a process.
That's a sort of, don't get on the bus because there'll be another one coming. Oh my God, okay.
On the other hand, the pressure, because we are all building new wind and solar, and if you have a lot of solar and wind in your grid, you have overcapacities. Yeah? If there is a windy or sunny day, you have too much electricity, and the Germans have problems to export it, and so you need a storage system. So we're building up in Netherlands and Germany huge green hydrogen grids, and then you can easily utilize for CO2 utilization. So I think it will come anyway the next 10, 20 years.
Yeah, the countries you're referencing, they're Western European countries, they're advanced technology. What about the rest of the world? I mean, so where are they on this?
Under the Obama government in US, they was very tough on this. So they really want to make polymer mats which directly produce fuels from the air. But Trump has stopped those things. So there's this delay. Where we see a lot of activities is China.
Good.
China, the desert Gobi, will be one solar field in a few decades. They're building up every month 5 kilometers solar energy there. And they also work in CO2 utilization, so that the Chinese are very aware that they can make fuels and plastics from CO2, and they're creating the infrastructure. So China is on the pathway. The same is in Australia. Australia can sell the whole world kerosene. They have so much desert there. They can produce a huge amount of kerosene or plastics or naphtha. The same is in Africa. In Africa, in Morocco, they're starting also with the German project to make kerosene from their solar systems there. So we see activities worldwide. Also Brazil, if you have such a big hydro like in Brazil, they have to cut down really 1 or 2 gigawatt because they have no demand. So they have free energy, because if you have a lot of hydro energy and you cannot sell it, they just shut down some of the turbines. If you let them run, you can have almost free electricity to utilize CO2. That's fantastic. So they have a few spots in the world where they're really starting projects now.
Lastly, your certification scheme.
Yeah.
Tell me, because that is new here. So what are you aiming for with that?
Yeah, I think we need 1 year to make it really solid. So I hope in 2021 companies can receive a label renewable carbon with a certain content, and this label will be based on other certificates. So if you come to us with a product and you have a certificate on a bio-based share from recognized certification bodies, of course, or on CO2 based or on recycling, then we check these certificates, and if they are okay, we give the meta label your share in renewable carbon. But we have to work on the many details, but all existing system will be included. So if you have already some certificates, you can use it. You have not to do it again. We try to make it as simple as cheap as possible, and very attractive. But we need this to define, for example, which certification bodies we're accepting in the scheme. That's for us a job in this coming year. And also what we should do if companies using it without our go, how we react on this. So we need a lot of legal things around to cover. But we hope that we have in 1 year, next conference, we can offer companies a label. And especially companies from Sweden and North Europe are very excited, because you have companies using recycled polypropylene in combination with cellulose, and this is 100% renewable carbon. And they like to have 100% renewable carbon on it. Today they have then recycled part, this share. So there was we made an interviews on the K-Show, and many companies with mixing the 3 solutions are so happy to have one for all. And this is this feedback say, okay, we have to do it.
Very good, Michael. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks a lot.
Okay.